Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Talk with Erika. Welcome to another episode this Monday. Thank you so much for being here with me. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel and all of my audio podcast platforms. You can find all of the links for everything in the info and about me sections on both the YouTube and the audio podcast platforms. So today I have another very special guest with me. Chelsea Flores is a fantastic State Farm insurance agent in Lake City, Florida. She's been affiliated with State Farm since 2011 and opened her own office in 2017. And of course, she's my State Farm agent as well. Now, Chelsea is a graduate of Suwannee High School with an associate's degree from North Florida Community College and a bachelor's degree from St. Leo University. She's a member of the Rotary Club of Lake City and the Altrusa International Club of Lake City. Now, Chelsea is married to Stephen, and they have a beautiful 18-month-old son named Elias that they adopted. Chelsea and her family have turned into great friends, and now here she is. Welcome, Chelsea.
Thanks, Erika.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for being with me. This is a long time coming because since I've moved here to North Florida, you've been my State Farm agent, and you guys are wonderful in the office, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I know that you've got a strong passion for the community, and you demonstrate this with your involvement in numerous community events, participation with the Chamber of Commerce, and serving as chair for the Take Stock in Children Foundation for Columbia County. I've been to a few of those events with you and your very own She Shed, which is always a big hit with event goers and everyone. That's one of the best commercials on TV. So how many events do you say you do per year?
Well, before COVID hit, we normally do at least one event per month. I try to venture out and see not only in Columbia County, but also in Hamilton County, just kind of what events are going on in the area. But typically we do at least one event per month. Some months we have two because of different things going on, and some months are kind of slower, around Christmas time and holidays and stuff, but typically one event per month.
That's awesome. We've had fun with the trunk or treat with the kids right around October, of course, for Halloween, and that's always a blast. So let's get right into the meat of things, honestly, because I'd like to thank you for my discount in July. That was fantastic and extremely helpful with, of course, the coronavirus and a lot of business being lost. Will we be seeing that again?
Yeah, you should see that at renewal. So State Farm did the Good Neighbor Community Relief, where we credited all of our customers for a couple months, a certain percentage of your premium for a couple months, and that hit your July bill. And then we're also doing a rate decrease on all of our auto policies. So those are starting to go down too. Every day we come in and we get notice that these people are renewing and they have a premium decrease of this percent or this dollar amount. And so it's really nice for us to be able to call customers and say, hey, good news, your premium's going down. And so just trying to check up on everybody, make sure that they're doing okay, but also just checking in with them at renewal to let them know that State Farm's giving them a premium decrease to kind of help out with everything going on.
It certainly helps because, I mean, and that's across the board. That's not just your office doing that. That's all State Farm agents across the country, right?
Right.
Okay. I mean, that's extremely helpful. Let's talk about that. Has this year been exceptionally busy or not due to coronavirus? Is there a lot of, car buying? Is there a lot of home buying? What's going on with it, in terms of that?
Yeah, before coronavirus hit, we honestly saw an increase in people buying homes, more than we had ever seen before in the past. But now here recently, I really expected things to slow down because of coronavirus, and that, people were going to kind of stop their buying or at least slow it down. But honestly, it's been kind of steady for us even throughout, especially with people, losing their jobs and trying to find a better rate. So we've had quite a few people calling in, shopping their auto insurance rates, and because we're so competitive, we've been able to win a lot of business. I would say the home buying has slowed down just a tad from what it was in the beginning of the year, but we're still pretty steady. Of course, we were all worried. We didn't know what this was going to look like. Was our business going to be affected by the coronavirus and all of the stuff going on with people losing their jobs and not being able to pay? But honestly, it's been pretty steady. I've hired a couple more people to kind of help out with that. People whose jobs had slowed down because of this. So we've actually been pretty steady. I mean, we haven't seen a slowdown at all. Like I said, with the houses a little bit, but not significant.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
very good thing. So very nice. And of course, all that's starting to pick back up too, I assume.
Yes, and so we're starting to see more people buying. I know that the housing market has a direct impact on us, so it depends on, kind of what's going on with realty because we write a lot of homes when they're first purchasing. So, because of that, our homeowners insurance sales kind of depend on the housing market. And so, right now, what we're hearing a lot from realtors is that there's not a lot of inventory, but there's a lot of buyers, a lot of qualified buyers. So, the inventory that is available, as soon as those sales happen, we're just continuing our relationships with realtors and trying to get them to send their customers to us. That's a huge referral source for us.
Excellent. You hear that? Real estate agents, send everyone over to Chelsea Flores State Farm. So we're kind of like in the, I'd say the heart of hurricane season at this point. What's State Farm doing to prepare for that? We're in the heart of this. What's going on right now with insurance and these hurricanes that are blowing through Florida?
Yeah, we honestly we're not normally impacted too much being in North Central Florida. You see that a lot on the coast and South Florida. They're impacted more than we are, but we still have conference calls coming up about hurricane preparedness. State Farm does some press releases to help people prepare. Hey, just letting them know there are some things that they need to have in their hurricane preparedness packet somewhere in their home, making sure that they have their insurance agent's number on hand, making sure that they have flood insurance. That's a huge part of it. And then just making sure that we're adequately prepared. If our office is destroyed or shut down temporarily because of the hurricane, do we have a location set up, a generator, and things on hand to be able to still service our customers and, process claims if a hurricane did impact us, which again, I mean, we really haven't seen that huge here in Lake City. When I worked at the State Farm office before I opened up here, we had a really bad flood in 2012. And so, I mean, the whole town was flooded. So just getting to work was a chore. But being able to go through that and seeing now I know, the importance of our job and being there whenever there is a hurricane or there is a flood or there is any type of event, that's what we're here for. And so, just making sure that we're prepared as an office to handle and process the claims. But it's amazing to see the things that State Farm does in the event of a claim. In the event of a storm with Hurricane Michael, they sent tons of people, even people here locally. Agents went to help out in the Panhandle to help people recover from Hurricane Michael, and so that was huge. Just being able to see the impact that everybody kind of pulls together to help the areas that are impacted, even if our area specifically is not impacted. So it's really neat to see when something like that, everybody pulling together.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's one of the main reasons I enjoy now living in the middle of the state, no longer on the East Coast, is because we're not seeing hurricanes here. I've heard, of course we can get some damage, but there's been little rain. There's not a whole lot that goes on. Now that I've said that, my house is going to blow away. but but I'm just saying it's much different than living off of, I was in Broward County for my entire life until, a year ago. So it's much different. What can people look at then in terms of, because of course we're doing this interview and we're in central North Florida, but what do folks need in terms of hurricane coverage? What would you tell people they absolutely need for maybe the coastal areas? And let's talk through, I don't know, what people might need when they're getting insurance.
Yeah, the main thing when you're searching for insurance, preparing for a hurricane, is to find a company that's stable, a company that's been around a while. There's resources online that you can kind of see how much money that insurance companies have in reserves and set aside for claims, and that number does vary. But you want to make sure that your insurance company is somebody who's been around a while and can weather the storm. But also making sure that your deductible is something that you can manage, because what we find a lot is people, when they set up their home insurance to begin with, they never change it. And so sometimes will go with whatever's cheapest, and normally it's a higher deductible that's cheapest. And so in the time of a storm, a hurricane, or any type of home insurance claim, they don't realize that they have to come out of pocket for X amount of money. And so just making sure and preparing for a hurricane that you have adequate coverage with a reputable company, but also having a deductible that you can come up with in the event of a claim.
Okay. And of course, when anyone, when they sit down with a State Farm insurance agent, they're going to explain all of that and give you the best of what you need. What
Exactly.
can we expect from State Farm coming up, for the rest of the year? What are some of the things, any events, any other discounts, anything that State Farm's got going on for us customers?
Well, they are working on lowering rates, not only for auto, but for home too. So that's exciting. A little bit in the end of this year, possibly into next year, we're going to start doing pet insurance. So I'm excited about
Nice.
that, just to see how that plays out. It's not something that we've ever offered before, but it's something that they've kind of hinted around about. So I'm super excited to be able to offer that to people. A cat lover myself. That all works, obviously, because vet bills are expensive, and being able to offer that just as another service to our customers. So that I'm super excited about for the end of this year, and just continuing to be involved in the community, and what State Farm's doing to impact the community also, because they did a part of COVID was a community relief fund. They gave all the agents $500 to use in their community. And so that was really neat. They did a back to school virtual drive, but
Wow.
it amazes me some of the things that corporate really cares about the small communities, and some of the things that they're doing to impact the small towns, versus only, being involved in the bigger cities. So that's exciting to me too.
That is exciting. And I know regarding, by the way, the pet stuff, I know you've recently partnered with the Humane Society. Is it to have pets is that weekly? When do you do that?
Monthly. So the
Okay.
Lake City Society, we're doing an adoption program where we sponsor a pet adoption each month, and our contribution will pay for the adoption itself, as well as some food for the animals. Our first one was a dog, and so we're excited to see which pet they bring us next month. But it's a really great program. The Humane Society does a lot of good things in the community, and for the pet adoptions are really a huge part of that. And so just making it affordable to people so that they can adopt a pet, it's really exciting to do as a business to be able to sponsor that.
That is really nice. I love that. Where can folks find you, by the way? Let's talk about where everyone can find your company. I know you're on Facebook, of course, and
Yeah.
if they just Google chelseaflores.com, Chelsea
Yes.
Flores State Farm.
Yes.
Okay.
It was chelseaflores.com is my website.
Okay.
And then you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. That's a new thing.
Oh,
Um, and we're in Lake City and on Highway 90 West, the west side of town. So we're here. We are available to call Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I also give out my personal cell phone number. So if customers need me over the weekends or in the evenings, that's an option too.
that's awesome. Now I always open this up because I don't want to miss anything. What would you like to add? Anything you'd like to tell folks, customers, non-customers, new customers? What would you like to let folks know?
I think as an insurance agent, it's just a part of what can set us aside, what can be different about our office versus our competitors and versus all the other insurance companies out there to choose from. And one thing that we like to provide an added value is just being there for our customers and anything. We don't want to necessarily just be one stop where you just come and pay your bill and you leave. We want to make sure that you have adequate coverage, but also we want to be a part of your life. Just like Erika, you've became more of a friend.
Yep.
See that in a lot of our customers. They become friends and become family, and become someone that they can just stop by anytime and chat with us or text us or call. Even on the weekends, I've have tons of customers that are now Facebook friends. I like to keep up with their lives and send them a card if they have a baby or anniversary or things like that. So we want to be not only just your insurance company that's very business oriented, but we want to be to a friend that you would call when something happens, a friend that you would call when you want your kids baseball team sponsored or anything. We want to be more than insurance to our customers, and so that's just my goal. And so just make sure you find an insurance for all those people who aren't with us, make sure you find a company that you like doing business with. I think that's very important.
Yeah, that is very important. I have a new mobile app now for both Android and iOS, and I know that you're going to be partnering with me on that as one of my new sponsors. So thank you for that. But
Yeah.
that's all part of, the friendship we have with State Farm. So when are you going to be in one of those awesome commercials that we always see?
So they do every 4 years they do an audition, and I had an idea last time, but I was a little bit too nervous to do it. So I'm excited to get my commercial idea up for 2022. That will be State Farm's 100-year anniversary. So I know it's going to be big, but I feel like I'm going to make a commercial idea and submit it and see what they say.
I like it. We can shut down Highway 90 and do an
Ab-
entire commercial shoot. I've always wanted to drive a car really fast, so let's go. We can do this. What was that?
We'll definitely have to do that.
Oh my goodness, that would be a blast. But we definitely have to do that. State Farm does have some of the best commercials out there. They're very entertaining.
Yes.
All right.
Jake.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
Chelsea, thank you for being with me. That was very informational and helpful, and I definitely think that it's helped a lot of people out there. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Erika. I really appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Have a great evening.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to today's talk with Erika. Join me next week for another discussion with the experts who help make life easier. Please visit my website, erikadelsordo.com, where you'll find all of my social media platforms and more. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, thanks for listening.